Welcome to today's video. It is a very special one because I have a special guest from Helium 10. Her name is Karen, and she's going to be breaking down listing optimization and really helping us dive deep into this topic. And it's going to really help us for our Amazon FBA success. So I appreciate you being on with me today. And I'm just going to give her the time and she's going to rock the mic, and you guys are going to want to make sure to take notes. And also don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and drop a comment, because if we get more views, she's going to come back to the channel. So thank you, Karen. The time is now yours.
Yes, thank you so much for having me on, Trevin. I'm so excited to be here with you and your audience, and excited to share my favorite topic about listing optimization. So yeah, I'm just going to share my screen and dive right into some of my favorite tools that I use at Helium 10, and then some other pro tips on how to increase your conversion rate. Does that sound good?
Yep, that's perfect. Let me know if you can share your screen or if I need to enable it.
Okay, so let's just hop right on and let's just do a random example. So what I like to do when I'm thinking about listing optimization is I like to go ahead and just do a quick little competitor research. And I basically look at the top 3 competitors and how they're doing, what they're doing well, and then I kind of make a game plan from there. So do you have a random product, Trevin, that we can look at today?
I guess we could look at, I was looking at this. I saw my cousin post a picture about this on Instagram, and it's a big inflatable birthday cake. So just search inflatable birthday cake.
Let's see if I can spell. I feel like whenever I'm doing live trainings, like I can't spell. Birthday cake. Ooh, this is cool. I love that. So let's just really quickly pull up our Helium 10 tools, and we're going to pull up X-ray and see who's doing the best based on sales volume and also the revenue estimate. So as this is pulling up, it looks like if we go ahead and we sort the sales from highest to low, looks like Kinbon is doing the best. They're getting about 2,500 sales a month.
And I'm not sure, that could be a different product. It looks like a balloon pump.
Oh,
but I don't know. That would be incredible if he's doing 68,000 on this birthday cake.
Yeah, well said. Good call. I'm glad you spotted that because I just didn't even pay attention to that. So thank you. Really well said. So yeah, looks like this one, that's also a pool toy, so some people doing sponsored ads. Okay, so it looks like this 6-foot happy birthday cake is doing about 18,000 a month in revenue, about 271 sales a day. Pretty consistent sales according to this trend. And then let's just click on this and see what we like and what we would improve, Trevin.
Awesome. Well, I can already tell you, you're going to have a lot to improve on this one.
Yes, I love.
And I promise I didn't plan this.
Trevin, you're awesome. I love when this happens where it's like we can really kind of tear this listing apart to improve it. So this is great. So they're already doing great. They're getting almost 20,000 a month in sales, but I would love to help them get more. So let's kind of dive deep and say what we can do better. So first of all, they're doing well with reviews, right? That's pretty awesome. 116 reviews. Looks like they show all 5 stars. So first of all, Trevin, what's the problem with these images here?
Well, there's just one type of image. There's no lifestyle images. There's no infographics. There's no really explanation of how big this product is. It says in the title 6 foot tall, and it gives you that in the description, but that's important to have in the images. There's just a lot of holes, and they're not utilizing that real estate that's so important for an Amazon listing.
Well said, Trevin. You're a genius. Exactly. And then let's see if they're doing anything interesting down here. So it looks like they don't have any A+ content. So one of the first things I like to do is, since obviously we're not getting a whole lot of information from the seller, let's see if we can get some good information from the buyer. So I love using our Helium 10 Review Insights tool. And you can kind of just filter it out by looking at only 1-star reviews or only 5-star reviews, but I want to look at all the reviews just for this example. I'm going to click extract reviews.
Just as a side note, everyone that's watching this video, this tool is game changer. If you guys don't know how to use it, make sure you guys are paying attention to this, because this is super, super important to understand. Not a lot of people know how to use this review downloader that Helium 10 has.
I agree, Trev. And literally, when I started back in the day, 6 years ago, selling on Amazon, this process would have taken hours, maybe days, doing this to like literally go through and read all the reviews and try to figure out what's the common problem, what's the common thread of what people like. So the fact that you can just click the button and filter it out by 1-star reviews or just 5-star reviews or just 3-star reviews is literally a game changer. So if you just click this review analysis, you can see all of the common used phrases by count. So it looks like we had is used 4 times in reviews, for our was used 3 times, for all, have loved, at night. That's interesting. Let's click on that. So great product, have staked it in the 3 yards so far for birthdays. My friends have loved it. Even is lit up at night. That's interesting. So I didn't really get that from the
I didn't either.
That's kind of a big selling point, right?
Yeah, they're silly not to advertise that very clearly. I think one of the images kind of had it, but honestly, it didn't really make sense. So that's why this tool is so important. It pulls that detail out.
Yes, that's so well said. Yeah, I didn't know. I just thought it was like they're trying to be cool with like a black background and the product, but I couldn't tell it was lit up. I couldn't tell you use this at night. So this is an important feature that they told us. Okay. And then way to celebrate. Looks like 2 people said that. Great way to celebrate my son's birthday. The perfect social distancing way to celebrate a milestone birthday. Durable stakes. Make the cake sturdy. It stood up in a thunderstorm. So these are really important things that for me, I'm thinking, okay, I'm getting some clues here. What are customers like? And Trevin, it's so important to do like keyword research, right?
For sure.
But literally, I think product research, not product research, but review research and competitor analysis is so important. And if not just as important as keyword research, because you really want to understand why customers want to buy this product. I'm always thinking, why? What is someone going to get out of this, right? So asking the why is so important. And then using this review insights tool gives you that information to really tap into their mind, right?
Yeah, and that's another thing, the stakes, it didn't even show any stakes on the images. I mean, those 2 things, I mean, if I was to go launch that product, that's a way that I could really stand out and try to beat out my competition by showing like, look, this is what it does, and showing how cool all the different features are, where this listing is just super plain and boring. I mean, obviously they're doing something right. They're making money, but they are probably leaving a lot of money on the table as well.
Seriously, like this is such a huge opportunity. And I'm just curious what the profit margin is at a $70 price point. If you click on the profitability calculator, it gives a pretty near accurate analysis over what the profit looks like. So this is crazy, Trevin. Yeah. $37 profit off of this product with a average profit margin of 52%, which is crazy, right?
It is. And it's kind of cool. The dimensions, it shows that it's 13 by 9 by 5. They're under that, like I think it's 17 or 18 inches, that threshold. And that makes it so your Amazon fulfillment fees are lower. So this is kind of a cool, unique product where it's massive. I mean, it's a 6-foot tall inflatable birthday cake, yet it's inflatable, so you can compact it, and the packaging is a little bit small, so that increases the profit margin. So, I mean, there's a lot of good things going on with this product. I mean, but with your specialty, I'm sure they could improve their sales quite a bit.
I agree, Trevin. Like, I hate to toot my own horn, but I really think with the stuff we talked about already, literally they could probably increase their conversion rate at least, in my opinion, 5 to 10%. So this is it. They've already done all the great product research and keyword research, but yeah, now it's time to like optimize it, right, for conversion. So yeah, I think it's so fascinating. And in our reviews, it said that, people were using this for like social distancing parties. Again, I would highlight that point, because this could be going on for a while, right? That people are doing less birthday parties. So how do you make a birthday special for your kids, right?
Yep.
Give them this cool inflatable birthday cake, and they're like, wow, we never had this before. So I would really recommend adding that. And what's really cool is if you can just go on the listing, you can jump right here to listing optimizer, and it will take you directly to our Scribbles tool at Helium 10. And you guys, this is my favorite tool. It makes it super easy. to write your sales copy and organize your keywords and have like a visual template, which I really, really love. And I also want to give this really quick pro tip, Trevin. I don't know if you're a big emojis fan. Some people love it, some people hate it. But for me, I've seen a big impact using emojis and bullet points. And I feel like this is a type of product that is perfect for that because it's just another way to be fun and creative and add more color. So right here in Scribbles, you can just click on this happy face emoji. And then let's do something fun like birthday cake. So we could add just like a cool emoji, or we could add a balloon, or we could add a candle or something interesting. So again, this is just another way to make this come to life. That it's not just a boring listing with inflated sides. Now we can add some more interest and color. And then I also want to share some other cool things really quick, Trevin, that I found to be really powerful is borders on images. So I think this is a really cool product to do this with because it's so fun and interesting that you can have like a cool template border. And let me show you what I mean real quick in another product example. So I thought this company did a really good job with their listing. So this is kind of more the what to do, and the other one's more what not to do with your product listing. So this is a derma roller, and you can see with their product, they've got a really cool infographic kind of building that credibility, showing, you know, they're seen in Glamour and BuzzFeed. It's automatically like, ooh, this is like a high-end product. And they've got a beautiful woman. I always think it's so important having people, especially like your ideal customers, shown in your images so that when, you know, people are reading and looking through your listing, they're visualizing themselves using their product. So I think this is a really good example of a company that did this super well. Another great lifestyle image of someone using it, thousands of happy customers. So then they have, if you click on their images, you can see that they have as their 7th image, it's not seen on their image stack, but they have this cool border, which I think is a cool thing to do, especially if you have a product like that balloon inflatable or that birthday cake inflatable, just because it's just kind of branding your product and making it more interesting and engaging, because people are such visual users, right? Hence, people love Instagram and TikTok. So I think really optimizing your images and your video is such an important strategy, especially going into this huge Q4 season where people are going to be doing way more Christmas shopping and holiday shopping and Prime Day coming up. So definitely optimizing your images is so important. And then using that same strategy with the borders, you could also do that for like Christmas, right? You could have a cool Christmas border. You could have a
kind
cool
of brand it according to the holiday, if you will, if that makes sense.
Yes,
Yeah, that's a really good idea for sure.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Change up your images depending on the time of year, the different times you're going to use it. I mean, maybe this is a stocking stuffer, so you could demonstrate it being a stocking stuffer or something like that.
Yes.
Just out of curiosity, when they come to a listing, is the first thing that they look at the description, or is it the images, or does it kind of depend on the customer?
Yeah, great question, Trevin. From my experience, I've seen that it's the images first. Those seem to have the biggest bearing to move the dial the most for your conversion rate. So I definitely think optimizing your images first is super, super important.
You may think customers are stupid and they'll just buy whatever product you throw at them, but they're smart. They know what they're looking at, and you can tell pretty quickly and easily that, okay, this is a cheap product, or, oh, this is a really high-end product. And so that's kind of what you need to accomplish with these images, is give yourself the advantage and make yourself look the top-notch quality, and you can do that really, really well with images. I mean, I've seen it with like drop shipping ads. My mom and my dad fall into this trap all the time, and I just laugh because they get these cool ads and they make this product look so cool in this super high-end product, and they order it and the thing breaks within seconds. It's super cheap looking. And I'm like, well, that was the power of the content, obviously. Now, I'm not saying to do that and have a crappy product. The goal is to have good images and a good product. And if you do that simultaneously, that's where you're going to set yourself up for success. So I really like what she's breaking down here.
Oh, thank you so much, Trevin. Thanks for your clarity. I 100% agree with you. To match both great content that sells, but also a product that backs up that content, then you can really start being the money zone, right?
For sure.
Yeah, and I've seen that with multiple case studies where someone had a really great product, even a really well done listing, and they had, good product images, but just even adding, lifestyle images like this and cool, little call outs of what you want people to get from that image can really make a huge difference on your sales and conversion. And I've seen it, add $5,000-$10,000 extra in someone's profitability. So to have, just those small tweaks you can make to your listing is huge with your images. And then, like we briefly mentioned with your sales copy, using some of those exact languages in your review, like make your child's birthday. And another cool thing I want to share with this too is you can really quickly format this. So if I wanted to make this all caps, I can just click that. Or if I wanted just to only capitalize the first letter, you can do that, which I think is a huge time saver. But I like to have like my main selling point just in all caps. And it's usually anywhere from 5 to 10 words, just so that people can quickly skim, but it stands out. It's not just all boring text. So make your child's birthday special with this unique inflatable cake or something interesting. Again, this is not thought out, but just something they get the main thing. And you could say something like we look from the reviews, great, or even lights up at night. And again, I can just quickly format that. Hopefully I can spell. And then we saw also.
Yeah, that's another big thing is a lot of people have misspelled listing, like their grammar is not spelled properly. And so you really need to make sure that like it flows. Cause I've seen a lot of like students send me their description and their bullet points and I read it and it just doesn't flow or it doesn't really make sense or they have misspelling or errors like that. That's super crucial to make sure that you get that right as well.
Great point, Trevin. Yes, 100%. So misspellings is huge, and I would recommend putting that in your back-end search terms, and that's where you can put right here. And we have another tool, Misspellinator, that you can look and see what are the most common misspellings for that. And I'm sure inflatables, if I'm having trouble spelling it, then most people are having trouble as well. So you can see what are the most common misspellings that people are searching. And then, I would recommend putting them in your back-end search terms.
So click on that tool real quick.
Yeah.
Because I think this is super important because yes, there are a ton of keywords that people misspell. I can't remember exactly how to use this tool, but I know like, for example, inflatable, there's probably 3 different ways that people are misspelling it. And you want to put those misspelled words in your back-end search terms. You don't want to put those in your description and your bullet points where the customers can see it. You want to put that in the back end so you can still organically rank for these different keywords and index for these keywords.
That's such a good point. That's great clarity. I 100% agree because you don't want to look like you can't spell, right? You want to be able to speak proper English, but you want to be able to rank for them 100%. So again, just having that in your back-end search terms is such a great place, or even in your subject matter field. So nobody can see it, but Amazon is ranking you for those. So it looks like after running the Misspellinator, the most common misspellings, the most popular is inflatables, spelled like that. Inflatable with an I, inflatable with an E, inflatable.
Yeah.
So
and another thing that you can do with these is maybe you can't fit them all in your search terms, but maybe run PPC campaigns for a manual exact, a keyword exact keyword and have it misspelled and target that. And I bet the cost per click is going to be super, super cheap. And it's going to be a lot easier to rank for that particular keyword because there's not as many people competing. And there's a lot of people taking shortcuts and they don't take the time to do little details like this. Now, even if this results in 1 or 2 extra sales per month, like that's still, I mean, with this product, you're making $40 each unit. I mean, that's $80 extra for a simple little addition to a word that's misspelled. So little details like that can really help increase your sales. And so you don't want to take any shortcuts. And I know a lot of people are like, well, what else can I do? I mean, there's little things that you can do like this to help your conversion, to increase sales, help your PPC campaigns, and drop that ACoS. And I mean, there's a million different things that you can do.
Trevin, you're so cool. I love how knowledgeable you are, and you're such a great teacher. I'm really impressed.
I appreciate it.
Well, awesome. I know I could be going a lot deeper. So, I'm a talker. So I don't know if you want me to keep going or just if you want me to come back another time, but this is all fun for me.
Well, let's do what Bradley does. His is it the TSTK or something like that on the podcast, the 30-second tip or whatever. What can you end to and share with my audience? What's the biggest tip that you can give someone to basically help them with conversion, help them with Amazon, whether it's not Amazon? Any advice that you got for my audience?
Oh, yes, I would love to give. Oh, it's hard to just choose one tip. So, okay, I think I will do this one. Okay, so let's say if I were just starting out and I was launching a happy birthday inflatable and I was competing against this one who has 116 5-star reviews, which is a pretty big deal. So obviously I'd want to get some initial reviews using, if I have brand registry, the Vine program and the early reviewers program. And if you can literally get 5 to 10 reviews, that's really going to help because you need some social proof, right? But another way that I recommend that's a really great and simple way to increase kind of that social credibility is using this have a question section. So not a lot of people use this, which is interesting to me because it's another great way to think about all of the questions someone might have and put them right here. So obviously, you can't really have your friends and family help with writing a review, right? But they can help by asking a question. And so what you could do is literally just look through all of your top competitors' listings and see if anybody's already asking questions. And then you can just copy those questions, or you can just think about questions yourself, like, does this product include steaks? Does it light up at night? What is the material made out of? Maybe there's something you want to brag about, like yours is made of only this material, or it's made in the USA, or any sort of interesting question that people have in their minds. And if you can answer that with really good customer service with an in-depth response and maybe even include some of those important keywords that you want to rank for, this is the perfect way to do that. And it's not breaking any of Amazon's TOS. And it's a great way to beef up that social proof. So what I like to do is have, 10 to 25 of my friends and family, ask them if they'd be willing to write a question on my listing. And I'll give them the link where they can write the question. I'll give them the question and say, just copy this question and paste it right here. And then I can go ahead and just type a very thorough question or a very thorough answer. And again, this is just more helpful information because a lot of customers actually do read this section and they're hoping that people like them have asked a question, they can just get a quick answer, especially because sometimes they don't want to read through all the listings. They would just want to go right to the question section and hopefully already have the answer there. So this is a really great way to boost the credibility, which is going to boost your sales and conversion rate.
Well, this is probably one of the biggest value bombs that I've heard on my channel because I learned this. This is something completely new to me, and I'm going to start implementing this because this is genius. This is a great way to basically get that credibility. So I appreciate you sharing that tip. Guys, this little tip was worth the entire video. So if you guys stayed, make sure to like the video, drop a comment, say thank you for Karen for joining us. I just want to say thanks again for being here because that tip was super, super valuable, and not to mention all the other tips. Make sure to really take this serious. Now is the time to optimize your listings. And I just want to say thanks again, Karen, and we will see you next time.
Thanks for having me, Trevin. It was such a pleasure for me, and thanks everybody for watching.